welcome to episode 815 of Hard Factor. It is Monday, November 15th. Wow, that's some synergy right there. 2021. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. It's Mark, Pat, Wes, and I'm Will. A full house today to talk about. What are we talking about, boys? Wes, what's in the cup of coffee today?
Well, first and foremost, we have to acknowledge that it is one very important man's birthday today, and that is the Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Wow, on the
was
15th.
born. Yeah, November 15th. Yeah,
Wow,
there
what a
he
day.
is. Happy birthday.
What a day. The world got a lot cooler on
That's
that
right.
day.
Yes. Then we're gonna go into little Fools in the Sky, and then we're gonna talk a little Elon.
Fools in the sky. Wow.
Fools in the Sky.
Not just in school. And it's not Elon's not the fool in the sky? Wow.
Elon's not the fool in the sky.
Interesting.
Whoa.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What else we got? I'm going more Fools in the Sky space, but maybe not fools. We'll see.
I have the greatest fight in the history of the world that I'm going to talk about that's happening in early 2022.
Nice.
Some interesting stuff going on in Portugal and a prison you don't want to go to.
Oh,
I don't-
yeah.
Don't want to go
Yes. I'm glad you got that one.
I don't want to go to any prison.
to. Right.
You don't want to go to this one.
That one's real bad.
Yeah.
Okay. We're talking about it's just a total nerd meltdown of careers and music and money and just what happens when you give nerds too much power. When they get too excited, they can really just melt down their careers. So that's what happened in Florida over the weekend on a music festival.
Oh, Florida Music Festival. Excellent. Oh, there's also two quick updates before we get into it from stories last week. One, the guy from Will's story with Detective
Detective John McClane.
John McClane. where
John
he,
Englehart or whatever.
John Eisenberger.
Eisenberger, yeah.
Yeah, where he sought
Eisenberg.
revenge on his daughter who was trafficked, and he went and killed the boyfriend of the daughter.
Mhm.
The family of the boyfriend is coming out saying that he has cerebral palsy and like 2 mental disorders, and he has an IQ of 80, and that he was not capable of trafficking anyone. And they're taking it to court, and it's going to get really interesting.
Basically, they're saying
That's
he
not
was
as cool.
too
No.
dumb to be
Yeah.
to be a sex trafficker.
So this
Which-
guy might have just killed this like disabled guy. Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, maybe
We'll see.
We'll see
It's
how
going to
that
go to
goes in
court. It's going to court.
I'm not sure if like he was too dumb to be a bad guy. Defense is like, I mean,
No.
they have to have a lot of.
He
solid
might have been
evidence.
too dumb to explain to the father that he didn't do it. You know.
Mm.
We'll see. And then on my story about the woman who was saved doing the hand signal, like the Canadian women in distress signal that millions of people had seen. Turns out no one had seen it, and the guy who called 911 saw her mouthing "help me," and he's like, she was doing some sort of weird hand thing I didn't understand, but I saw her say "help me," so that's why.
Who was the asshole that got TikTok all the credit for that?
I don't
who,
know.
Who was the journalist that was
Clearly,
just
a
like, you know
journalist
what?
Clearly,
It
a
was
journalist
TikTok.
that is related to the Canadian women thing. Like,
Yeah,
obviously,
some
they gave her too much
journalist
credit.
was-
Yeah,
right, exactly.
That's
That's
a better
some
story
bullshit.
the other way.
yeah. No, she was just saying "help me."
Yeah, of course.
All right, that's
Like,
all.
what's TikTok?
I didn't buy that one.
Well, you were right to not buy it because no one knows what the fuck that. Now a lot of people do because of this con
Yeah.
artist journalist. But
Also, I think we tried to hint, or I tried to allude to the fact that the John McClane guy, the details were very shaky on what.
we always
It was only his point of view that had been told at that point. So
I distinctly remember making a comment being like, "Boy, I hope he was right."
right,
know?
yeah. So I mean, like,
We'll see.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
we didn't
mean,
we didn't give him a medal or anything. Yeah,
in that case, yeah, but it was better. It was a lot. I'll say a lot,
Yeah.
a lot more fun to discuss it as though he was a vigilante extreme. But the other one, I mean, we can't. There's nothing that we can do about journalists adding in fake shit about TikTok. That's just.
No, they just wrote a fake article saying it was 100% because he recognized the sign, and the guy's like, "No,
Right.
let me correct."
Tick
that."
what?
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
but we'll fact check
It
ourselves.
ticked me off that he, took that girl. That I can tell you.
That's true.
Mhm. Hey, Mark, I think that I would like to applaud your journalistic integrity there.
Thank you.
Fact checking.
Hey, I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. The 3 times a year it happens. You know.
Yeah, right.
Is it that rare?
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Wes, do it.
Let's do it. Let's get into it. Here we go.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
There he is in the flesh. Happy birthday once again. All right. Fun fact for the day. It's going to be about the Macho Man and how he got his stage name. So according to the Macho Man, his wrestling nickname didn't come from the Village People song but from an article his mom, Judy, had read in Reader's Digest, and she read that Macho Man was going to be a hot term in the coming year. She said it was going to be hot on the streets. So she mailed it to
She was right.
Macho. Yeah, she mailed it to Savage, along with a list of other possible names. And even though neither of them knew what Macho Man meant, but he liked the sound of it. So he went with it. His stage name was just Savage, and that came from his Georgia promoter, Ole Anderson, who thought that his grappling style was ferocious. So that's how he got the name Savage.
Arn Anderson's father.
Is
Wow.
it? Was it?
Four
Oh,
Horsemen, Arn Anderson.
okay.
Ooh. This is wrestling royalty we're talking about.
Mark knows a lot about wrestling.
I do. Oh, yeah.
Savage was a great. I mean, he had people don't talk about that. He went from Randy Profo or Pofo. What was
Poffo,
his
yeah.
original?
Poffo, P-O-F-F.
Pofo, and he
Pofo,
goes
Pofo.
he goes to Randy Savage. Then he
Pretty
goes
good.
to the Macho Man Randy Savage.
And the Macho King, Randy
That's
Savage.
an evolution right there. What a
Yeah.
career arc. Yeah.
Yeah. A bonus fun fact for Macho Man's birthday, how he got his tagline, the "Oh yeah." He was 15 years old and he went to a wrestling match in Hawaii with his dad, who was also a professional wrestler. And there he saw the King Curtis Lakia. He delivered a promo, and he spoke with a whisper before, bellowing out. So he would be like, "Oh yeah," and that's the pattern of speech stuck with the Macho Man, and that's how he adopted it to be his.
He
pattern
liked
of
King
speech.
Lakua or whatever the guy's
He
name is?
liked King Curtis.
King Curtis.
Lakia. Yeah.
I always thought it was cigarettes, but
No.
Yeah.
No.
Roids.
Yeah, and cocaine.
yeah, stress.
Yeah, that's true.
Holidays. November 15th. It's Macho Man's birthday today.
Yep. There's a holiday.
Yeah. So
What more do you need to know?
Yeah.
Right. What more do you need? Happy birthday, Macho Man. It's also National Clean Out Your Refrigerator Day. I'm sure a couple of us might need to do that.
Oh, yeah. Oh man.
My wife tried
Hey.
to get me to that this weekend. Fuck, I'm gonna have to do that today.
Went
a tough
went
one.
to the doctor last week. Surprisingly, I'm just fat. That's all they said. I'm just, pretty much everything else is all right. I'm just way,
good.
way overweight.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just really, really fat. All right. Well, that's
Just
good.
way
That's
fat.
bonus.
Nice.
Well, that can be taken care of, right?
Congratulations.
Yeah. Good
Well,
job.
It's almost a clean bill of health.
That's good.
They're just mad at you because you're nothing's wrong with you.
Yeah.
They're like, this is bullshit.
We thought we were gonna get you for something else.
Did they say that? They were just.
He's
they
not
were
lear-
just
Sure, your
fat
blood
men.
pressure would be out of control.
He's
but
not learning any lessons here.
Yeah.
all you had was a few skin tags. This is unbelievable. That's what they handed me a fucking award. They're like,
Yeah. It's also National Spicy Hermit Cookie Day. And we were just talking about dates. This is a New England classic. It has pecans, walnuts, raisins, and when it made its way up to Canada, they added dates into the mix. So it looks like a pretty delicious cookie. You might want to check that out.
that does.
It's also America Recycles Day. So, if you're not recycling and you can, you're
What is
a
it?
real piece of shit.
1996. You're recycling at this point, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people still don't, even if
At
you
least
weren't
toss the-
recycling.
You know
In
what?
'96.
At least toss the
No,
cardboard.
not
in there,
everyone.
Right.
You know what's a real
At least do the
underrated
cans
cookie?
and the plastic.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Cans, plastic, and the cardboard. The cardboard's the easiest. I
Well,
feel
some
like, to
places
get
got rid of the
boxes from
cardboard.
Costco.
We can't do pizza boxes.
Yeah, you can't do
Oh.
pizza boxes.
Well, that's
I-
like
I
the
still
one
do it.
cardboard you can.
Me too.
I still definitely do the pizza
An
box.
underrated
It's
cookie
easier.
Yeah, because I'm used to it.
is oatmeal chocolate chip,
With raisins.
not just regular oatmeal
You
chocolate
guys
chip.
are talking about some real stank cookies right now.
I
it's
don't.
good.
I like oatmeal chocolate chip. I'm not
With
really
sea
big on
salt in
oatmeal
there?
raisin. Anyway,
Brand cookies.
it's also National Raisin Bran Day. I skipped that.
Yeah.
Something about raisins today. I don't
Yeah,
know what
exactly.
the deal is. On this day in history, 1952, Macho Man Randy Savage was born
Mm.
in Columbus, Ohio, as as Randall Mario Poffo to Judy and Angelo
His middle name
Poffo.
was Mario.
There it is.
Yeah.
Angelo.
Here he is
Angelo.
back in the day. There's little Macho Man. He's probably about 4 or 5 there.
Those
4.
insane
3.
eyes.
Yeah, he's got.
He was wreaking havoc on the neighborhood.
Oh yeah, so dirty all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So his dad Angelo was also a wrestler. Here's a picture from him back in the day. You don't want to mess
yeah,
with this
he's
guy.
jacked.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
he's
Angelo.
jacked. He's like strong man.
Look at those
Yeah.
thighs. Angelo had some thighs.
Small feet though. Look.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want
That
to
was his
that guy.
downfall. Pat.
Button
They always
noses and
said-
size 8 feet, but strong as an ox.
They always said Angelo could have been something if it wasn't for those
Yeah.
tiny feet.
That helps you on the top turnbuckle, though. You can balance better if you
True.
have tiny
True.
feet. Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
but with thighs like that, and,
Right, a little
and feet that
disproportionate.
small,
It's true.
yeah,
It's comical looking.
hard to get balance.
Yeah.
Anyway, back in 1945, Angelo enlisted in the Navy to fight in World War II, and he set a world record for sit-ups. He did
Whoa.
6,033 sit-ups in 4 hours and 10 minutes.
Holy
Yeah, that's a
shit.
record.
Yeah, that's a record. Yeah,
6,033.
that's right. That's all that happened today in history. Just that.
Yeah.
Everything else, so it doesn't
Yep.
matter.
Poffo family. All right,
Paphos. Honorable mentions. Mr. T was trending because of this tweet he put out that I'm blessed and I'm thankful. I just got my booster vaccination shot and my arm is a little sore but no pain. I pity pain. Thanks again to all the doctors and nurses. And then he went on to say, even though I am fully vaccinated, I will still wear my mask and keep my distance. Thank you.
Saturday. Hashtag Saturday thoughts.
Hashtag Saturday
T.
thoughts. Yeah. And then everyone chimed in about how nice Mr. T is in person. Glad he's still out there doing the right thing and pitying fools. Honestly, it looks like he's petrified of COVID, if you ask
He
me.
pities the pain.
He has a compromised immune system.
I understand that, Pat. But yeah, I'm not
pity
gonna.
the pain.
I'm not gonna say that to his face. You know. Yeah, I pity the pain.
What you say about my immune system?
Of course, the NFL was trending. Lots of Washington football team upset the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which is big.
Oh yeah.
The biggest news out of NFL Sunday so
Well,
far.
the Lions getting a tie was also hilarious.
That was the funniest
yeah.
overtime I've ever seen.
They're still winless.
There was like 6 fumbles, 10 drops, a horrible missed field goal in overtime. It was
Yeah.
pouring rain, and it was the funniest thing. Every single play was like a disaster in
That was
overtime.
amazing.
Yeah.
Sorry to Lions fans. But also, Wes, taking it back to the Tampa Bay thing,
Mhm.
the Redskins really need to get a new name because Redskins was trending.
Oh,
Like, because
really?
they don't have a name.
Well, it's been
No,
is this the second season in a row that they haven't had a name?
Second season in a row, they don't have a name. And
What
so,
are they doing?
so people are singing "Hail to the Redskins" in the
Yeah.
stadium. People
Well,
are
but
Redskins trending.
that was
Never gonna
that was
stop, yeah.
Snyder's plan. He wanted to have a generic name so that people would still call them the Redskins.
Right.
Right. And then, well,
It's out of
if
spite.
that's the plan, it's working. Because
Yeah, it's
people are
his
just
plan.
default calling them the Redskins all
He
over
wants
the
to-
internet
he wants
and
to-
at the stadium.
He
So,
wants to get nudie pics of all of his cheerleaders and send them to the boys, and he wants them still to be called the Redskins.
well, the fans are calling them the Redskins.
Oh, what are you going to call them? The team?
I call him the Washington football team.
Yeah.
Apparently, the stadium was rocking that HTTR,
Mm.
belting it out, which is awesome.
It's a
'cause
combination of
All
Snyder and
15,000 of them.
it's a combination of Snyder and that asshole we interviewed that took every domain name that they wanted.
That guy was genius.
Yeah.
just name them Red something, and you
Yeah.
got the song already. It's good to go. Come on.
What about the
hurry
red?
up.
What about the red sins? And then you
The
have a
Reds.
devil logo.
Red Sins.
With a
That's
devil.
kind of potentially also racist, though, right? Like,
Is it?
well, if you think you could contextualize it that way, I think.
I don't
You're
know. You
saying
just have devils. You just
sin?
have the devil's red.
Were you out there sleeping with those Native Americans? Those are your red sins.
That's like taking it. That's really inside. Yeah. It's like Thomas Jefferson sleeping with Sally Hemings.
Look at these!
instead.
Look at these half Native American, half white boys. These are
Who's
red
the guy?
sins.
It's the John Smiths. Yeah, they all slept with
Yeah.
Pocahontas.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Come on, get a name. Because look,
Yeah, get a name.
You have no name.
Get a name.
Get a fucking name. I mean, I've been a fan of the Redskins for life. I've got a banner back here. I can understand why all the Redskins fans are singing "Hail to the Redskins" when they don't have a fucking name. How are you
Verbal-
supposed to celebrate them?
Verbal meme for the Washington football team. Michael Scott, when he's on a phone call getting caught, and he goes, "I was never given a name," and he hangs up.
Yeah, that's them.
Verbal meme.
Okay, you top trends. All right, I'm gonna
Okay.
reverse it on you guys. So number 2 was Elon Musk and Bernie Sanders were trending because of this little tweet exchange. Well, that's Mr. T. That's the other one. Here we go. I even have it labeled. Couldn't get it right. Bernie Sanders tweeted out on Saturday, we must demand that the extremely wealthy pay their fair share, period. So he's
Period.
talking, yeah. And then Elon responded to that. I keep forgetting that you're still alive.
Oh,
Yeah. Just nailed him.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I
What-
keep
and then-
forgetting that you're
The
alive.
crushing blow.
Yeah. Mhm. And then he said he followed that up with, "Want me to sell more stock, Bernie? Just say the word."
Oh, he's
So-
taunting
What
him
an
so hard.
asshole.
Taunting.
What a
He's
dick.
taunting
Yeah.
him.
Whether you like Bernie Sanders or not, personally, that guy's just trying to get the best for the little man. There's no doubt about
Well,
that.
and that's the richest man in the world, so he's tweeting exactly about him, and so he's just talking shit directly back to him. And I mean, some of the meanest shit talking I've seen on the internet in a while.
Right. Well, because here's the problem with the first tweet. I keep forgetting you're still alive implies you're going to die very soon.
Very soon.
Yeah. And I'm not.
It's imminent.
And I'm
Death
not.
is imminent for you.
So
Bernie.
I will have the last tweet laugh. Is
It's
basically
mean.
But more importantly, what's
Very,
the beef
very
with
mean.
what Bernie's saying, right? Bernie's saying that the rich
so-
need to pay their fair share, and he's saying, fuck you, you dead piece
I
of
think
shit. I'll do what I want.
Right. So, Pat, I think what Elon's doing, you first saw him do this to the UN World Food Program, where he was like, basically, they said that 2% of his wealth could change world hunger, and he called them on it. And so he's now, I think what he's doing is he's going to pay maximum taxes for this year, maybe next year. And then he's going to talk unlimited shit to politicians when his maximum taxes don't change.
Because he sold 10 billion already, right? So
he sold almost 7 billion. So I'll get into that. So last week he put out this poll on Twitter. Much is made lately of unrealized gains being a means of tax avoidance. So I propose selling 10% of my Tesla stock. So, he can just go along, Tesla stock and keep going up. If he doesn't sell anything, he doesn't pay taxes on it, right?
Correct.
So
because his income's like 1 penny or whatever.
This is all about the proposal from Yellen to tax unrealized gains.
Right, exactly.
So he sold it.
He's hitting back at them,
He sold 6.4 million shares in like 5 days.
Million shares, okay.
6.4, and then it was generated $6.9 billion according to the Securities and Exchange Commission. So it was
high tax bill for him.
It created a 15% drop in the company's stock price,
right?
And
which we predicted
lessened the market cap by 180 billion.
Right.
But according to Reuters, Elon has an option to buy 22.86 million shares of Tesla at $6.24 each. That expires next year. So what people are saying, what people are saying is that he for one, he had to sell some stock to pay off some debts that he had.
Sure.
2, he had to sell some stock because when he executes those fucking options, which are going to make him another $30 billion or so richer, he's going to have to pay taxes on those. So he needed a little bit of liquid cash.
Right.
So, him selling off this stock is only going to make him way richer.
Oh, no one's worried about Elon.
It's advantageous to him, and he can get shit at the same time.
It's always going to be, his moves are always going to be advantageous to him.
Right.
And another thing about Elon that we're not really bringing up is that he does not like it when you talk shit to him. Remember when he went after pedo guy who he will ruin you if you talk shit to him, and he like actually pays attention to it. He's like, no,
he's huge. I mean, he's all over Twitter.
He takes offense easily.
He's going to see Bernie Sanders
sensitive.
tweet.
Yeah. So Tesla stock sitting just about over $1,000 a share right now. So you do the math on how much he's going to make off that, little option. His gap for the richest man in the world is going to keep growing. He's sitting at about $280 billion, which is, around 80 billion more than Jeff Bezos right now. So he's just, he's cruising.
But I think what he's trying to do,
and
what I think he's trying to do is he's going to pay a ton of taxes next year.
Yes.
So that for the explicit purpose of then talking shit to politicians and saying, I paid the most taxes possible and you did nothing with it, I think is his plan. It seems like...
Can someone explain to me how the richest man in the world is Elon Musk, right? With his company Tesla, which does not have ubiquity, right? Like cultural ubiquity, where Amazon, which absolutely does, is, Jeff Bezos is not the richest man in the world, right? Like Tesla's like an important company, but I hadn't done that much. Nothing
I
compared
think
to
a
what
lot
Amazon
of what
stuff.
drives Tesla's stock price, though, is the other things he does, like SpaceX, which you cannot buy stock of. So there's there's a lot of, it's basically people are putting their money investing it in the fact they think that he's such a good inventor that his dominance will continue.
That makes sense.
Also, Pat,
largest car company by worth in the United States.
Yes, but there's
you forget,
one of every 900 cars is a Tesla on the road.
Yeah, but you forget that Bezos lost some of that money when he sent that dick pic.
That's true.
You forget that.
Half.
Yeah, half.
Old horn dog.
Just ask Eddie Murphy.
Right.
Half.
Yeah. Elon owns a lot of Tesla stock. That's where he's 70% holder of it or something.
It's but that just trips me out. If that's where most of his wealth comes from, him owning stock in a company that is not like.
Well, it could be very volatile, Pat.
He could tank it if he wanted to.
It could tank quickly, So depends on how Tesla does the next.
It has
10 years.
tanked.
Yeah.
It's a very
Amazon's
volatile
like a Berkshire Hathaway, pretty steady as it goes stock, very high in value. Tesla's very high in value, but one day it could drop.
They have
very,
big dips,
very much,
but they're I mean, lifetime up.
Oh,
But
lifetime up.
Someone's gonna win the electric car race, and right now it's Tesla. So
Oh yeah, right now they're pretty far ahead of other people.
Yes.
Yeah. GM's coming up though. They're making
CCIV.
Everybody is. I think VW is another one where people talk about
Audi.
really strong
all of them are coming up.
They.
All right.
They want the world to know.
What kind of car you drive? They. It's an Audi.
A lot of Persian guys drive.
I'm just saying, like, you ever heard someone who drives an Audi say what kind of car they drive?
I've never heard it.
Yeah, I've never heard
that way.
Audi.
Audi. Yeah.
Oh, my Audi.
I love Audis.
Nice.
All right, number 1. Here we go.
The cream of the crop.
Got a Fools That Fly for you,
Okay.
where the unruliness on planes just keeps getting worse and worse. And now a Southwest flight attendant, again, has literally gotten her ass kicked and sent to the hospital by 32-year-old Ariel. Where is she? Ariel Jean Jackson. There
By
she
a passenger.
Damn.
That's
By
the
a
passenger.
female
that kicked-
passenger.
Yeah, female passenger. So what happened was the flight was leaving for New York, LaGuardia from Dallas Love Field, and I was on Saturday around 1 p.m. When Ariel boarded the plane, she got into an altercation with the flight attendant who wished her a very Merry Christmas. And I guess Ariel thought it was just too early for that kind of cheer and got into a verbal altercation
I would get my ass kicked on a plane.
with the flight attendant, who then told her to take her grinchy ass off the plane. And on her way out, she got into another altercation with a different flight attendant. That flight attendant told Ariel to turn her frown upside down because it was a lovely day on SouthWest Airlines. So Ariel punched her in the head.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, if somebody's having a real bad day and you hit them with why don't you turn that frown upside down? You're getting punched. You're getting punched for sure. I mean, I was thinking Miss Jackson was totally in the wrong until I heard the frown upside down comment. Now
she got Merry Christmas and then didn't like it. Then she got frowned upside down.
Well, I made all that up.
You made all of it up.
Because
It was
it's
about
Southwest.
masks.
Yeah,
It's about masks.
I don't know if it was about masks or whatever, but that's
I
usually
like
about
West
masks.
versus better.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to play you guys. This is how Southwest got famous. So this is a little stand-up routine from a Southwest flight attendant for your enjoyment. Here we go.
I have your attention for just a few moments. My ex-husband, my new boyfriend, and their divorce attorney are going to show you the safety features of Boeing 737-800 series. It's been a long day for me. To properly fasten your seatbelt, slide the flat into the buckle. To release, lift up on the buckle. Position your seatbelt tight and lower across your hips like my grandmother wears her support bra. If you get mad, you want to take your toys and go home, there's 8 ways to get there. 2 forward exit doors, short wing window exits, 2 rear exit doors, signs overhead, disco lights on the floor lead each exit. Everybody gets a door prize in the
Disco
seat back
lights.
pocket in front of you, along with dirty diapers, chewing gum wrappers, banana peels, and all that gives you leave for us.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
man.
Well, it's just amazing when you
They're
fly
so
Southwest.
witty.
They're the best.
That's a frown upside downer right there.
Yeah, she is. So yeah,
I love what I do.
Yeah. That
Love it.
routine's 6 times a day.
Yeah. So Southwest put out a statement. Our entire Southwest family is wishing her a speedy and full recovery as we send our thoughts and prayers and love to her. Southwest Airlines maintains a zero tolerance policy regarding any type of harassment or assault and fully support our employees as we cooperate with local authorities regarding this unacceptable incident. So,
Okay, but like, what is up with this? Like, this is happening way too often. What is up with this? Like it's the most stressful possible thing everyone's doing. You're on a plane.
It's the
you can't-
masks.
You're in the air. You can't get off of it
Yeah,
until you're on the ground. Like, you don't hear a bunch of people going to the zoo, and then if they tap on the zoo thing, and the zookeeper's like, "Don't tap on the glass." You don't hear people beating the shit out of zoo
I'll say
employees.
this. I think
like,
that-
what is this?
I think the one thing that I've seen when I've been traveling recently is the masking of kids. Like,
Yeah.
so watching the flight attendants go around and put masks on little kids, that is something that
You want to beat them up? You want to beat up those?
Well,
flight
I never
attendants?
realized how disgusted I would be when I saw it in person. I'll put it that
Okay.
way.
It
I never
was
realized.
disgusting.
I thought it was disgusting. Yeah, I
Did
thought
try to put a 2-year-old on a 2-year-old. Yeah.
yeah, I
it's
thought
ridiculous.
it was like gross to watch the flight attendants walk around the plane and put the masks on little kids. And so, like, to me, that makes it an environment that's like shit's bound to pop
Punchable.
off.
I think it's that, but then also you just went through security, which is like a fucking nightmare.
I think
And
it's
then-
people are pieces of shit. Is what I
and
think it is.
You get on there and someone's like bumping you.
Yeah.
Like there's always someone
Okay.
bumping you.
Just stop beating up the fucking flight attendants because you ruin the flight for everyone. Then you might have to land in the middle of fucking nowhere, and then no one gets home. Just suck it up for 3 hours.
Right. So far this year, 5,114
Or
unruly
drive.
passenger incidents. 73% of those were mask related. The FAA can prosecute.
Then don't fucking fly.
Right. The FAA can prosecute those
It's their
people.
right.
And they can get $30,000 per violation for those cases. And they've just announced 10 new big fines for the worst passengers. And it's like over $250,000 for, spitting, screaming, shoving, and, over $225,000. So
No one wants to wear the fucking mask. You're not special. Stop beating up the flight attendants.
And
Jesus Christ. Just get
for
off
Miss-
the plane. Just
Yeah.
don't fly. Stop
And
beating
for-
up the flight attendants.
For Miss Jackson, I'm sorry, but this is for real, and you are about to cry because the FAA just fined another Southwest Airlines passengers $26,000 for doing the exact same thing that she did to a flight attendant back on May 5th.
Good, arrest her.
Yeah, they
so-
keep Biden is jacking up the charges on this.
Yeah, they
He-
went
he
up.
did,
It used to be
yeah.
26. Now it's like 37, I think. So,
Yeah, I
Throw
mean,
her
like,
ass in jail. She sent someone to the
right. Well, she's
hospital.
in jail. She got
Yeah.
arrested for aggravated assault. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
So-
like people shouldn't resort to violence over anything. But if masks trigger you, traveling is going to trigger you these days.
Well, then
Right.
don't travel.
Yeah. I mean, she's on a no-fly list for the rest of her life now.
Yeah. There you go. She can't fly anymore.
The,
so.
the airlines are banning these people for life, which they should. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for the cup of coffee. But let's talk about some coffee. I don't know about you, but I take pride in the gifts that I give to people. I like them to be unique, meaningful, thoughtful, something I know they will enjoy. And sometimes finding that perfect gift can be hard, like for my dad. But this year I have a perfect gift to give him because that son of a bitch loves him some coffee. So it's Beanbox to the rescue. I've given my dad coffee in the past for Christmas, but Beanbox takes it to the next level for the coffee lover in your life. It connects coffee lovers to some of the world's best specialty coffees with expertly curated tasting flights, perfect for gifting, right? So coffee is a ritual to me. I get excited about it when I wake up, literally wake up so I can drink coffee. Now, when Beanbox sent us that sample tasting box, it was a real treat, right? Every coffee they sent us was excellent. I'm a medium roast guy myself, so I love the Brazil Canaan Estate coffee. But when you open that box, you see all those coffees to try that you never would ever try otherwise. That's the great thing about it. These are coffees you never knew existed. It's an experience, right? Normally, it's a boring Pike's Place for me from Starbucks, but now that Beanbox is in my life, I can go to Colombia, I can go to Costa Rica, I can go to Brazil. It's all around the world trying the best coffees
Don't
out
even
there.
say the S word when you got Beanbox.
Exactly.
Not only the variety, but a coffee subscription will change your life.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
That's one thing you never want to run out of. You always want to have coffee ready.
Right. Endless variety. They'll send you award-winning coffees handpicked by Beanbox's resident coffee expert. Their freshness is guaranteed. It's the best. They have these coffee sampler gift subscriptions, which we're going to get my dad. So you get 4 new expertly curated coffees to explore every month. So every month he's just getting another gift. I give him the thing at Christmas, but then after every month he's getting another gift. So it's great all year long. So give the coffee fanatic in your life an unforgettable coffee tasting experience with Beanbox. Order today at beanbox.com/hardfactorholiday and get 15% off purchases of $40 or more. That's 15% off purchases of $40 or more with promo code hardfactorholiday at beanbox.com/hardfactorholiday.
Nice. All right, guys. Time to cash in your miles if you got them. That is, unless you can't stand wearing a mask long enough to not punch a flight attendant.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for the TikTok International Moment.
Yeah. I mean, international flights, especially.
Steer clear. Steer clear of these international flights, guys.
It's a long time in the air.
God, every flight attendant's going to be knocked out by the time you get to through the international flight. Speaking of which, our first one is the biggest fight. The first one we're going to do is the biggest fight in the history of the world. You guys are going to want to hear, pay attention to it. It's an enormous fight between 2 enormous international dudes. We have an interesting work update in Portugal and an Ecuador prison story that will make you think twice about committing a crime in Ecuador. You're not going to want to do it after you hear the story. So, first up, check your calendars now and make sure you clear them for the weekend of April 2nd, 2022, the week before Hard Factor's Florida trip. Because the scariest man on the planet, Martin Ford, is boxing the Iranian Hulk at the O2 Arena in London, big arena. And if you're not familiar with either of these guys, here's what they look like.
Jesus.
These guys aren't real.
No, they're real.
The Iranian Hulks. That's not a real photo.
That's real. Here's another picture. There's the close up of the Hulk. Here's the Hulk as well. They're all on his Instagram. That's the Iranian Hulk. They're all
Nah.
they're real. No, they're
we've
real.
talked about the Iranian Hulk on this show before, I think, because his
yeah.
photos appear to be fake. Now, the guy he's fighting
No.
is also freakish.
Martin Ford is 6'8" tall and well over 300 pounds of pure muscle, and is the main bad guy's like hilarious muscle in like such movies as The Fast and the Furious 9. He plays like the main muscle that you have to like the largest boss you have to get through. He's also in Boyka Undisputed, great martial arts movie, and The Kingsman Golden Circle. So he's so big that he just like gets all the Hollywood roles for a guy that like you couldn't believe the superhero like the good guy can beat. Like there's no way you can beat Martin Ford. He's in all those movies.
Who's bigger, these guys or the Mountain from Game of Thrones?
This guy, Martin Ford's like the same size as the Mountain.
Okay.
Same height and weight. But maybe actually the Mountain's probably a little bit bigger. But the Iranian Hulk is 390 pounds, 400
Whoa.
pounds. He's a bodybuilder.
Jesus.
So I think if you added a little bit of bulk to Martin Ford, you got the Mountain, because the Mountain was like a professional world's strongest man guy as well.
Right. I thought he was about 6'8" too, maybe a
man.
little thicker. But
Yeah.
Imagine how annoying it would be to live with the Iranian Hulk.
Well, Pat, let's
you
play
can't live with him.
Let's play a workout video of these two freaks, shall we? You want to see some hype videos from these
What
freaks
does
for
he
the
eat,
fight?
like 5 chickens a day, the Hulk?
Oh yeah. Well, here's the Hulk.
Always chewing. That's
Here's
all
the
you hear
Iranian
is
Hulk
chewing.
trying to intimidate Martin Ford for their fight.
My name is Iranian Hulk. Cow bones.
That's a cow femur bone or something
Let's
like that.
go.
Big cow bone. He's set up on a block.
Okay.
What do you think he's going to do to it?
Beat his head with it.
First of all, he's got like a camo outfit on, and look, he shows you the huge bone. It's even big
Yes,
compared to
it's
him.
the bone.
Yeah, that's the bone. Look at his arms. Here he goes.
He can't put his arms next to his sides.
No, he's too wide.
No!
Punch.
Let's fight!
Let's fight.
Martin! Just sign the contract!
Just sign
That
the
is
contract.
intimidating. He
That's
punched the
coercion.
bone.
He punched through them. Look at his knuckles. He's laughing.
Whoa.
Like
Iranian
Zangief.
Hulk is a beast.
Yeah, I mean, he punched through a cow femur and then laughed. You know, I don't know if I'd sign the contract. But,
He's so bad at what he's
at
trying
acting,
to do right
yeah.
now.
Look,
acting.
he's not great at cutting promos because he doesn't talk very much,
No,
but
He's
he
so
is
bad at it.
great at intimidating. Like,
Dude,
his
that's
look
so
is
scary.
perfect. Yeah.
he punched through a cow femur. There's also like a 5-minute video of him like punching through concrete walls and squishing watermelons with his hands and stuff.
Oh, man.
Here's Martin Ford's response. Here's his response video to that. He's getting punched in the stomach. He's getting punched in the stomach over and over and letting him get.
He's gonna kill the Iranian Hulk.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
I think he's the favorite. Martin Ford's trained in MMA and fought a few MMA fights. Iranian Hulk is not. I think the Iranian Hulk will probably gas a little.
Iranian
quicker.
Hulk's gonna cry in the ring. I bet.
Iranian Hulk's gonna gas pretty
Or he's
quick.
just gonna fall asleep. Yeah. He'll just
He's
Apparently,
gonna run away and cover.
apparently, these two mongoloids have been personally beefing like two local rappers for years, and it's become very personal. And I can't wait to see them try to knock each other's heads off for the first 45 seconds before they both gas out. And
April
it starts to look like Dada 5000 versus Kimbo Slice. R.I.P. Kimbo. These guys are gonna.
Did Dada die after that?
Dada
fight?
died twice after that fight, but then they resuscitated him. He's alive.
Whoa.
Kimbo,
Oh, really?
Kimbo survived.
actually
I think
still
Kimbo won the fight, survived the fight, and then a week later died from complications of the fight. Dada died in the ring and then was resuscitated, and he's alive. So technically,
Holy
both
shit.
those guys died from the fight.
What a
That
deadly
was a wild fight. Hopefully, that doesn't happen to Martin Ford and the Iranian Hulk.
This is
But,
gonna be the best minute of your life.
yeah, it should be 5 30-second rounds with 10-minute breaks in between. That's what it should be.
With weapons.
Yeah. All right. Let's head over. It's going to be great, though. Let's head over to Portugal, where the Portuguese have passed a new law that proves two things. One, they are all in on the work from home lifestyle that COVID has made popular, which includes a work-life balance. And two, they are absolutely no threat whatsoever when it comes to cyber attacks. Don't have to worry about Portugal. That's because Portugal's right to rest laws, which just passed, have banned bosses from text messaging and emailing staff outside of working hours. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. After 5 p.m., You go home, your boss is not allowed to text or email you in Portugal now. It's also very impractical in some industries, like, I don't know, IT, where you have like a critical bug that may hit and it's like, oh, it's after 5 p.m. I guess all of our customers are fucked until 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. tomorrow morning.
They killed their whole tech sector.
Yeah, the whole entire tech sector. Anything customer based is fucked now in Portugal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, at least the workers are going to be fine. So yeah, I don't know. I was
going to say, before you even said it, pointed out, that's a great point, Mark. That's the most European rule I've ever heard. Like they still like honor like
you can't do that in the IT world.
You know? Like that shit doesn't happen.
The
in, like,
critical
Asia and
failures
America.
don't decide to happen during working hours all the time, you know. Like, but hey, whatever. It's a cool rule, I guess. I guess the bosses are going to have to learn how to get their hands dirty too, if they want to fix thinking. Yeah, companies with more than 10 staff would face fines if they contact employees outside their contracted hours. There's also some other stuff like parents will be allowed to work from home indefinitely without even asking their company for approval if they have a child that's under 8. So up until kids are from 0 to 8 years old, 1 month to 8 year old, they don't even have to like get approval. They're just like, hey, I'll see you in 6 years. My kid's 2. I'll be working from home. And then companies are going to have to pay for employees' home offices, like electricity bills and shit. So pretty wild stuff going on in Portugal.
Like
This tells me Portugal has no ambition to be.
They're lazy. Yeah, they claim. Yeah, I was trying to have that. Cool laws, Portugal. Enjoy being 30th in all major economic things. Yeah.
It's like putting like handcuffs on your own ankles in a race to be the best economy.
No ambition.
Doing like the sack race with one leg in each person. They claim it's because of a push for more of a work-life balance, but I have an alternative theory. We all know the Portuguese are a passionate people, Portugal and Brazil, right? Maybe this is a no texting after hours thing as a disguise, and it's really trying to limit male bosses sending all female employees dick pics at 10 p.m. on Wednesday. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. They'll still get them.
And then I just wanted to show you this. How's that make you feel, Pat?
Is that Ronaldo?
Yeah, I did a little dick pic joke and then put up a picture of a Portuguese man there, Cristiano Ronaldo. To see
why is his shirt on?
Get you to turn red. Yeah. Should have got a shirtless one. Get you a little hot.
I'd say.
I think Wes is right. The dick pics are the only texts that are going to make it through now. The business texts will stop, and then the dick pics will just keep going.
Yeah. Also, there's a lot of jokes being like, people will be like texting stuff like that, like as a friend, like, "Hey, how's your night going? By the way, is the work done?" You know, like, ways around
this
it.
Is just a friend
Isn't
text.
it? Yeah, friend texting friend.
In this country, right? You probably would never have legislation like that, but
no, never. In the United States,
are you kidding me?
But also,
would get smashed.
But also,
by the lobbyists would crush that.
If you hated this, right? Because this could suck. You just would get a different job, right? Isn't that kind of the vibe here? Like that. Imagine this is happening where your boss is just riding you. We've all had friends be like, "I can't deal with this. My boss is up my ass."
Usually change jobs.
Yeah, they change jobs, right?
For sure.
They don't
go to a
write
place
their
where that's
congressperson.
not the culture. Right?
You have the option, right? They did bully the guy from what was it, like Goldman Sachs, who got in trouble for working his employees every Saturday. He finally was like, "Fine, I'll give him Saturdays off." The guy who like was on a plane, he was on his private jet. He's like, "Welcome to America. That's why we're Goldman Sachs or whatever." He's like, "That yeah, of course, all the new employees work 7 days a week." But then they like came up with some bullshit response, being like, "We'll give them off Saturday 9 a.m. to 4 p.m." Look, again, cool Portugal. You're very lazy. That's a loser attitude. You're gonna be in trouble economically, but cool. And last,
I mean, I think like if you have no aspirations to be the best, this is a fine rule.
Yeah, I mean the beaches and stuff. I like it, but I mean,
Colt McCoy approach. I'm in.
Yeah, it's a backup. It's a backup quarterback
QB
approach.
for life, baby.
Yeah, very
They
much.
just know nobody expects anything of them over there in the EU. They're just, it's just us, you know.
Except for
But isn't
England,
that going
who
to
broke
hurt
away.
Portugal?
Yeah.
Like if say somebody from Spain really needs a service, right?
Yeah,
They're
go
not
see
gonna
the
go
beaches over there, Will.
They're not going to go to Portugal for it
No,
now. They're like,
you're
well,
not going to hire a Portuguese IT team for Christ's sake.
Like
no,
I can't text them after hours.
No,
There's no work that could be done on a weekend.
no, that's stupid.
It's
All
a great
right.
country.
It is. I mean, it
is.
It's
Beautiful.
Yeah. I want to go.
I've been many times.
It's
too,
good for the
2
little man.
times.
And lastly, let's head to a very scary prison. There was a prolonged gun battle inside Ecuador's largest prison, the Littoral Penitentiary, this Saturday morning, between rival gangs in the prison. And this wasn't your average rumble in the yard, as it left 68 people dead. 68.
Yeah, it was a
And at
fucking
least-
like battle, like a
It's a
full-on
massacre.
battle.
Yeah, and at least 25 others injured. The fighting.
was a
That's
Yeah.
a tough one.
There's a war zone in there.
Yeah, that's like what's the
The
it's like the
Gulag.
Raid 2, the opening to the Raid 2. The Raid was the one that when they went up the building. The Raid 2, the first 20 minutes was like a prison fight where like 100 people died.
Those
The
are all
fight,
violent deaths too, huh?
oh,
Yeah,
you're gonna hear about it.
Yeah.
the fighting is between different international drug cartels, like trying to like jockey for power, and clearly they run the prison, as they were able to get several guns in and also explosives like dynamite. The fighting lasted over 8 hours and included bombing through walls to get to rival gang members to kill them, as well as burning of mattresses to leave in those rooms to suffocate people to death with smoke, their rivals, on top of the dozens of gun deaths. So it's just like it's like a war
Jesus.
inside the prison. Prison guards who were completely outmanned and outgunned, mainly like just tried to get the
Well, they
prisoners.
just left.
No, well, all they were trying to do is get the prisoners who weren't in the two gangs to safety. So like the prisoners that didn't want to fight, they're like, "Come over here," but they weren't like stopping it or anything. Like they were like, "Fuck that."
No,
So-
you got to get the fuck out.
Yeah, they were just trying to get the innocent collateral damage people to safety, which I don't know how well of a job they did. So yeah, this comes, guys, in the wake of the bloodiest prison massacre, which occurred at the same prison in late September. So this wasn't even the
Mm.
worst
same
massacre
prison?
this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Just 5 weeks ago, a battle amongst gang members, again, in Littoral Penitentiary, left at least 118 people dead and at least 5 beheaded.
Right.
What
Yeah,
the
I think-
fuck is
I
going
think
on
we
down
talked
there?
about the beheadings when those happened. Yeah, this
This
is
is Ecuador, not El
this is insane.
Salvador.
Ecuador.
I didn't know.
Ecuador.
I didn't know. I thought Ecuador was like kind of a more chilled out
Well,
place.
they have
No.
the
South America.
Galapagos Islands, right?
No,
Yeah, they do.
It's not. In February of this year, 79 inmates were killed in simultaneous riots across a few Ecuadorian prisons. So the Littoral Penitentiary and a couple other prisons. It was a multi-tiered attack, killing 79 people, and over 300 prisoners have been murdered in prison riots this year alone in Ecuador. So if you're visiting Ecuador, don't break the law.
No.
You don't want to be in those prisons. I guess they have 40,000 prisoners right now, and they only have enough room for 30,000, so it's overcrowded. And that's what authorities say. They say that the overcrowding in the prison leads to violence. That and the fact that inmates are able to easily obtain high caliber guns and ammunitions
Right.
via delivery vehicles, via drone deliveries, and via people passing them over the prison wall.
Sounds like the prisons
Yeah.
being like HQs for the drug cartels is probably the issue, not necessarily the overcrowding.
Right.
But maybe it all goes hand in hand, you know?
Like they don't get commissary like bags of chips. They get like guns.
They get kilos
Every
of
Tuesday,
cocaine
yeah.
and
Just-
shipments of AKs.
Dynamite.
They get dynamite on
Yeah.
Tuesday.
C4.
It's a little different in Ecuador. So, you know, our prisons are tough. I've been watching the 60 Days In, and like it's not quite as tough as this Ecuadorian prison. So yeah. Anyways, you know what's a better decision than going to jail in Ecuador?
Anything?
Consolidating your credit card.
Especially.
yeah.
Yeah. The holidays are approaching, and you may be thinking about how you're going to save some extra money. Well, I got a solution that maybe you haven't thought of. Consolidate your high interest credit card balances to a lower rate and save with Lightstream. So Lightstream, what they do is they offer credit card consolidation loans with rates starting at 4.98% APR with auto pay and excellent credit, much lower than the national average interest on credit cards of over 19% APR. Plus, your rate is fixed, so as rates continue to rise, your low rate won't budge. It's fixed. There are no fees, and you can even get your money as soon as the day you apply, which could be today if you apply today at Lightstream.com. Lightstream believes that people with good credit deserve a better loan experience, and that's exactly what they deliver. So just for our listeners, apply now to get a special interest rate discount and save even more. The only way to get this discount is go to lightstream.com/factor. That's lightstream.com/factor. So go to lightstream.com/factor, get that special interest rate. Quick disclaimer, it's subject to credit approval. Rates range from 4.9% APR to 19.9% APR. They include a 0.5% auto pay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/factor for more information.
Get in there.
Get that
Yeah.
debt settled.
Get the debt settled. It's the fastest way to unlocking your
Oh.
own financial freedom.
Yeah, otherwise you're going to have to run drugs in Ecuador, and we all know how that ends.
You don't want to do that. Also, lock in those rates before they get raised. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Know what I'm saying? All right, fellas, we're headed back to Space Mountain. It's been a little too long. We need to go back because there's some big space news coming. This one was submitted by several
the helmet?
listeners. Oh, I'll put it on later. Don't worry, it's coming. Including Jazzy Jeff 42069 and Phil Wan and some others. It's a doozy. Warn you right now, it's a doozy. Here's the headline from the New York Post. UFOs buzzing U.S. warships may be aliens, says the top spy chief. Whoa.
Damn.
That's right.
What?
The current director of national intelligence, DNI, her name is Avril Haines. She oversees all 16 U.S. spy agencies, including the FBI and the CIA. Remember when we had
Rick Riddell.
the first gay DNI.
Why did
of
he
all
tell
time,
us
Rick
the
Riddell.
truth? He winked at us. Yeah.
Well, he said that he couldn't tell us everything, which she also says, but I'll show you what exactly she says. And so the current DNI, Avril Haines, was speaking at the Our Future in Space event at the Washington National Cathedral last Wednesday. Other speakers included former Hard Factor guest Professor Avi Loeb and
star-studded.
the world's second richest man, Jeff Bezos. So that was the other
Was
people.
star-studded.
Right. Very. And so it's a lengthy clip. So I cut it down a little bit for you guys. But because it's boring, it's the government describing UFOs / UAPs. But I'm going to roll it. This is about the report that came out earlier this year that was like a big disappointment, the congressional report. So here it is.
You issued an extraordinary preliminary assessment in June on unidentified aerial phenomena. You studied 144 reports from U.S. government sources. 80 had multiple sensors that had made the identifications. In 18 of these instances, observers, I'm quoting, reported unusual UAP flight characteristics. And what your own view is as you look at the evidence.
Yeah, I mean, I think the bottom line is that we don't understand everything that we're seeing, and that's probably not surprising to anybody in many respects. But it was a report that really, Congress asked us to produce a report that assessed what we saw as the threat, essentially, from unidentified aerial phenomenon. It stretched over from, I think, 2004 through to 2021. The different reports that you indicated, 144 of them. And we had different categories, as you said. So one of them was airborne clutter, another was natural, phenomenon.
Jeez, get to it, lady.
Another was foreign adversaries. A fourth one was related to sort of U.S. government or industry developmental programs. And then the fifth one was other. And that basically indicated that we were pretty sure we weren't going to be able to characterize every single one of these reports in the various categories that we'd identified because, frankly, we were not able to understand everything about it. And the main issues that Congress and others have been concerned about are basically safety of flight concerns and counterintelligence issues. But of course, there's always the question of, is there something else that we simply do not understand that might come extraterrestrially?
Can't even say it.
No, yeah, she can't even say it.
She couldn't because she's the first. All right. The DNI, Avril Haines, in the year of our Lord 2021, is now the highest ranking government official ever of all time who has acknowledged that UAPs, the phenomenon formerly known as UFOs, may be of extraterrestrial origin. At least some of them.
That's big. It is big.
Big news for the alien heads out there.
The A heads.
Yeah. DNI Haines.
Vindication. They already knew. They already knew. No one's like, "Ooh, we're vindicated." They're like, "We already knew."
The space helmet's on, by the way.
Yeah,
It came on because she made it come on. DNI Haines also said that they need better sensors to see what all these things really are. And that there's some badass top secret projects like kind of the ones Rick Grinnell hinted to us about that are currently happening in space, but she couldn't tell anybody what they are, but trust that they're amazing. She predicted that the space race will accelerate rapidly over the next decade and that you should expect quote unquote colonial conflicts that are likely to occur in space between the US, Russia, and China at some point in the near future.
Good.
Space
Take it out
Wars.
there.
Space Force.
That's
yeah.
funny. Yeah, the idea that you take it just to space, right? Like,
Yeah, it's like take it outside, but you go.
Yeah.
We're
Hey,
gonna
hey,
fight
don't
over,
fight!
like-
Don't fight in the store. Take it
a
outside.
nuclear war in
Fine with me.
space.
Yeah.
So,
So doesn't this mean that there's something probably really cool at the bottom of our ocean that probably is valuable to humans as well, but the aliens are getting it right now?
Right back to the ocean talk, huh?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, that's where they're
think so.
all. That's where they're
Mark-
all going, right?
I like where your head's at. I also
Why don't we get the valuable materials?
took you to the bottom of the ocean, took me to robot butlers. I say bring them on, especially
Okay.
now that we know that aliens are probably here anyways.
If they're here, they're here because they want something.
But Mark, our takes are actually not what's happening on the
Hmm.
internet. Taking it to the internet, there are 3 exclusive buckets of internet commenters on this topic. First up are those who think that it's China, not
Right.
aliens.
Right.
So
Possible.
John R. Day at John R. Day 3, he tweets in response to the story, and this person is the head of the U.S. CIA that thinks aliens are buzzing U.S. warships and not communist China.
A strong point by John R. Day.
Tough part for though, John R. Day has such little faith in the technological abilities of his own country. That he's essentially saying that we can't do it. The only people that could do it is our biggest competitor, China.
I
John R. Day's
guarantee
not
you,
alone.
China has better technology than us.
We know that,
100%.
but that's why I'm saying the irony of John R. Day,
Right.
a
He's-
true patriot.
But
He's
he's
actually giving it to China.
You can be a patriot, and you root for your team, but you expect to lose. If
He-
to Duke basketball
To the
if you're-
Bucks.
Yeah,
No,
to
he's
the
like
Bucks,
We
yeah.
didn't.
He's like a
We didn't.
John R. Day is like a Philly fan who knows their defense sucks.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And he's like
That's
he's
what I'm saying.
bluebirding the government a little bit. So
Mhm.
okay, and then that a lot of people in John R. Day's boat thought it was China. Then the next group of people is people who think the aliens are real, but also that they're also part of the elite already. So Uriel X replies to the story. He tweets, if the aliens, not if, the aliens told the elite that they will be taking the planet if the elites can get rid of half the population and dumb down the workers without destroying the environment, they will let the elites live and be part of the future power structure. Now, how would you do that?
Oh,
think
back
he's
to
at COVID.
COVID. That's a COVID comment.
Yeah, but also aliens. And then here's the third group of people, and Uriel may fall into this too. They think it's a psyop to distract from actual real issues, and or it's a setup to stage a fake alien invasion at some point in the future.
So we all team up.
User at IB Crypto, he says, teeing one up for the next psyop, alien invasion. Watch Australia.
So these are just fans of the comic book The Watchmen, of the graphic novel The Watchmen, which is the plot line of The Watchmen, an alien invasion, so that just an alien invasion, so that everyone teams up together, kind of like 9/11. We all got on the same page,
Right.
like
Yeah.
like
That's
It's a
what
way
IB
to control
Crypto
people.
thinks.
it's
keep
a way to
them in
control
fear.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's just people that watch The Watchmen and liked the plot line. It's a great plot.
George
Watch
W. Bush
Australia.
said it. Yeah.
Ozymandias, that son of a bitch.
Dude, the Watchmen HBO series. Oh my god,
Yeah, I was talking about
just
the
just a
book with-
10.
That's like 50 years down the line. That's post the events of the graphic novel The Watchmen
So
and
good.
movie. Yeah.
So good.
He's
Guys,
hot in
let's-
that space helmet. Hold on.
Oh
And that's
please.
what's happening in space right now. And that may be a lot for the old brain to handle. So let's calm it down a little bit with Caliper CBD. This is what I'm talking about right here. This stuff. I've tried other CBD products in the past, but they tasted like shit and never de-stressed me nearly the level that Caliper CBD can. It takes me down right away. Not only is Caliper's dissolvable CBD powder more effective than CBD oils, it's also totally tasteless. So you get all the benefits of CBD without the weird aftertaste. And each packet is exactly 20 milligrams measured to contain it. No more, no less. Consistent, excellent experience every time. Whenever I want to chill, I just mix some of this powder into any drink I'm working on. It can just be water. It's that tasteless. Boom. Stress is melting away immediately when I start to drink it. Precisely 20 milligrams in each packet. Always THC free. Feel better without the high. It's clinically proven to deliver 30 times more CBD in the first 30 minutes than CBD oils. It was developed by food scientists, rigorously tested for purity and quality. Caliper CBD fits seamlessly into your everyday routine. Very easy to use and incorporate into your diet. No weird taste, no oily residue. Mixes easily into any food or drink. All natural, vegan, non-GMO, free of fillers, added chemicals, and artificial flavors. Also, try Caliper Swift Sticks. All the benefits of CBD in 3 delicious all-natural flavors. Those go straight onto your tongue if you don't want to mix it into a drink. And right now, get 20% off your first order when you use promo code FACTOR at trycaliper.com/factor. Try it risk-free for 30 days. If you don't love it, they'll give you a full refund. That's trycaliper.com/factor. Don't forget promo code FACTOR for 20% off your first order. Cheers.
Can I toot our own horn real quick before we do the last story?
Sure.
Yeah.
So I just checked the TikTok about the balls that go in a device that make you sterile.
Buzzing ball back.
At 1.4 million views.
Woo!
Yeah. So this is why we do the TikTok International Moment. This is our third multi-million view. Like it's going to get multi-million views clearly because it was put up less than 24 hours ago. It has 1.4 million views. That's why we do it. We got 1,000 new followers in the past 20 hours on TikTok.
Do they send us like a platinum wiggle dicker? Like
I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, the reason, like, not only are the stories interesting, the international stories, but they get fucking results. So, feel free to share our TikToks on Twitter or wherever. It's going to be like a hornet's nest activity too, because we're growing pretty fast on TikTok. No big deal.
TikTok will make you jump. Okay, guys, something weird happened in Florida over the weekend, like really strange, and I'm trying to unpack it. But there was a music festival in Daytona called Welcome to Rockville. And at that music festival played a band called Brass Against. So
okay,
Brass Against right off the bat is a take on Rise Against, right? The song Brass Against because they're a bunch of band nerds.
Or Rage Against?
Rage Against the Machine, I guess. You could say that as well. This is like a band with a tuba.
Is it a ska band?
Oh.
It's not a ska band. What it is a brass band with a guitar player, a drummer, a bass player, a singer, and they cover songs. They're a cover band. It's a cover band.
But they cover Tool and Rage Against the Machine specifically. They cover Rage Against the Machine. That's why, like, they cover certain bands, heavy rock.
Lots of different bands, Mark. Those are 2 bands that are in their repertoire.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the idea. It's a novelty. It's like, let's see this band really rock it and bring it. But it's nerds. It's Nerd City. Absolute total nerddom. And that's okay, kind of, I guess. They were playing a night slot at this Welcome to Rockville festival over the weekend. And singer Sophia Ersta, I guess she had said a couple times during the set that she had to pee. And then she found a man to be her toilet. She pointed out a guy in the crowd. It was like a biker, right? Like definitely looked like, bald head.
I know he was bald.
Handlebar mustache. Long beard, older dude, mid-40s, said, "Get my man with the can on his head ready, because we're going to bring him on stage, and I'm going to piss in this motherfucker's mouth," she said, as the band covered Rage Against the Machine's Wake Up. You guys remember that song? It's at the end of the Matrix
Wake
one.
Up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really good song. Really good song. So she said, "I got to pee." She continued, and she said, "I can't make it to the bathroom, so we might as well make a show out of it." And the willing participant from the audience, the biker-looking dude, he came up with a can on his forehead, which she said, "Get the guy with the bucket."
What do you mean a can? Like a can of
like
beer?
A beer can, a beer can, like it was like
going
gonna
to piss into the beer can
with probably the accuracy of a 12-year-old squeezing a sponge of liquid into a Double Dare container. You know what I mean?
Are you going to show it?
Please. Should I show it?
I mean, because if you don't show it, I could describe.
Please show it.
Okay. Yeah, because
show it.
Have to show it.
All right, I'm okay. Well, I just don't know here because I was having trouble ripping it, but I have it. I'm going to show it here.
Have you guys seen it?
No,
Yeah,
I mean
I've
just
seen
the still image.
I've seen
Okay, so here we go.
Been waiting all day for this.
Let's see here.
Nothing nerdy, by the way, Pat, about wake up and peeing on people.
Okay, so here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here it is.
So the dudes come up.
Here he goes.
Coming up to get
Okay,
peed
he's
on.
laying
Look at
down.
him.
Oh, he's got
Oh
look at
my
the hands
God.
like strapped to his head.
Oh, it's gonna get in his mouth.
And they're playing Wake Up the whole time. She's now screaming Wake Up. She's singing while she's taking her pants down.
She squat?
Down.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got a nice figure. Nice figure.
Yeah,
Well, she's moving around on stage quite a
this
bit.
guy is enjoying it. This is
He's loving it. He's got a full view right here.
time of his
Now,
life.
Watch this though.
This is disturbing.
She really had to pee.
Yeah, she
Okay.
did.
Whoa.
That was
Oh.
a small amount.
Oh my god.
That was. I
Oh
mean, that's
no,
just-
it's all over him. Oh my god.
it's
Oh, he's
steaming.
shaking his head.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And she's
he's
screaming,
spitting it
"Wake
out.
up!"
Oh
right now.
no. Oh,
He's
no.
actually just drinking the pee at this point.
Oh, he
yeah.
spits it out.
Yeah. Oh,
He's
so
pumped.
pumped.
Yeah, he's pumped
Golden
because he has
shower.
to be pumped, right? Because he
Wow.
has to
Yeah.
be pumped.
Okay.
He's
hammered.
pumped because he has to be pumped.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I mean,
he didn't
she looks-
enjoy that.
She looks great, but that was
as advertised.
that was. I mean, that was rough for that guy.
Mhm.
He's
What's up-
shaking his head.
What's up with that guy just getting a golden shower in front of everybody, the whole stadium?
He goes back to his like group of friends. He's like, "That was awesome." They're like, "Gross."
No, that wasn't awesome.
Yeah, go get
Dude.
away.
What are you doing, man?
That's kind of my point with like how
I hope he
pumped
was solo.
how pumped he seemed.
Yeah.
So she just kept on with the song. She just kept on singing as she just ripped hot piss into
Oh
a
my
can on his head
A lot of pee.
and thereby into his mouth. It was a full pee. Now the crowd was
Clear
confused.
pee.
And that's really what this story is about. The crowd was very confused because like when the pee stream started, you could hear like a well, like a little like excitement coming from the
Right.
crowd.
And then people
Because
were like, "Oh."
That's what I guess you're trained to do when you're watching a show. Like, oh, something's happening, cheer for it. But then
I
people were
know.
like,
I know exactly what it was like. It was like that scene in Braveheart where all of them are like, "Kill him," and then after a while they're like, "Mercy."
yes.
The whole crowd turns like, "Stop! Leave him alone."
We didn't know what we were asking for.
Yeah.
It was pretty fucking intense. Let's pull up some of these tweets here if I can. I just want to make sure that I
They
got
definitely
this
didn't
right.
sign up for that when they went. You know,
Oh
I mean,
my
that's
God.
No.
it was shocking.
Dude, did he sign a waiver after
Very
that?
shocking.
Yeah.
Imagine if you were a kid at that concert.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
If you had,
I mean,
you were like an adult. who brought
That's
a kid.
worse than Ozzy eating a bat on stage.
Oh, that's
Well,
porn. I mean, that's a straight
Yeah.
up. That's
Yeah.
that's a sex show. That would
golden shower.
people would pay big money to see that in a lot of places live.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's a few
I'm
guys
trying
that are
to
like, I hope she's got some left.
I'm trying to figure out how it happened though, guys,
I
because
can get up there.
if you're on stage and you got to piss, sometimes it'll be a Porto at a music festival. This seems like it was at Daytona Speedway. It seems like a decent sized music festival, but I guess there was no Porto, right? So this was a stunt of necessity, as she said, right? I got to pee. I can't make it to the end of the set. We might as well make a show out of it. Now, you saying you have to pee, right? How do you get from there to nonverbal communication with a man in the crowd, knowing that he
Oh,
wants
no,
you to
this is
pee
her
into a
thing.
can on his
I
head?
read that it was her friend.
No, this is
Okay.
her thing. Yeah, she.
It's
peed.
not her
read-
thing.
I read that it was a friend of hers, at least in one of the articles. They're trying to spin that. And they're like, she
Oh,
took
Pat,
it
you
too
think she
far
doesn't
with
pee
one
on
of her
people?
friends. Like maybe he's been to a couple concerts before. She knew him type
She
thing.
pees on people.
She pees on people. I think
Well,
that
guys,
she's
this
peed on
is-
this guy before.
But
Yeah.
what I'm telling you is this
Especially
band,
guy. He
Yeah.
had
This
the can
band-
strapped to his head.
this band is batting out of their league. This is what I'm telling you. Okay, they're batting the way the fuck out of their league. At their level, they should not be
Those are
playing
smart,
a
though,
night
'cause they're
set.
getting all these press though.
Yeah, I kind of want to go to one of their shows now.
And they're opening for Tool on their European tour coming up.
Smart.
Nice.
Smart.
Okay, let's take
she
it to the
knows how to
internet.
make a splash.
Literally, pun intended.
Ba-da-chin.
Brass again says, "We had a great time last night at Welcome to Rockville. Sophia got carried away. That's not something the rest of us expected, and it's not something you'll see again at our shows. Thanks for bringing it
Oh,
last night,
You'll have to
Daytona."
follow her OnlyFans to get
Yep.
that, which
Oh,
she's
so
going to
they-
make
so
millions off of.
They're passive aggressively telling her never again on social media. Okay.
Yeah,
That's what
because
the
I'm
rest of the
telling you,
band
man, this
says.
is not part of the package. Her peeing on these people is
obviously.
not part
Pat,
of.
it's going
Brass
to become
Against
part of the
Bands.
package. Let me
There-
say, Mark. This is how marketing works. It's not part of the package.
It is now.
until it becomes
It
part
is
of
now.
the package.
It is now. You think in Europe? You think in Germany they're not going to demand she pees on someone? They go to
So many
Europe
people.
with Tool. They're not going to let her out of the arena until she pees on someone in Germany.
Possible.
Pee on
It's not a terrible take.
someone now.
It's not a terrible take.
Whole
It is.
stadium is just German guys.
He-
with, Please
yeah.
piss on me.
Yeah, they don't even know what music they're singing. They're like, no, she must pee.
Well, it's funny. It is Tool's European
Yeah.
tour, so it's pretty interesting. Okay, so the next one, Midge _
Midge
UK
again.
says, "Who cleaned that up?" Yeah, I hope that they were on double or triple time. And Brass Against responded. Sophia actually cleaned it up after we left the stage.
I
And
think
then
I think the guy cleaned most of it up. with
Yeah,
his
he
tongue.
licked it off
Yeah.
the stage for the most part.
okay, so here
Slurping
this
it up.
will kind
He
of
goes and gets a straw from the bar, starts drinking it.
gross, bro.
Oh.
Fucking gross. That almost made me throw up. Here,
Yeah, that's
but,
gross.
but look at this real quick. Call me late for dinner is my father's name. Says at Brass Against. Did he know he was going to get pissed on during the show? And Brass Against says yes. Several comments made about peeing prior to it actually happening. Invited to the stage.
He
And
knew a
which-
week. He knew a week before.
Oh yeah, that
You
guy
think so?
knew.
He knew weeks before. He was DMing Sophia. Please do it
I
on
can't
stage.
wait till
Yeah.
you pee on my head again.
Let's do it on stage this time.
At Silva says things that could have happened other than that. Peeing on or assaulting someone. 1, stop the set, use the potty. 2, pull a Fergie. 3, hold it for another 15 minutes. Brass
What's a
Against
Fergie?
it. Where she pissed herself. Brass Against said, we hear the suggestions and we won't be doing that again. No assault occurred here.
Yeah, that
and
did.
And then
on people's
finally,
eyes.
Loudwire.
Assault on decency.
Loudwire, which is a publication, says at Brass Against, why you pee? And Brass Against says, we're still processing. This was profoundly unexpected. So, right.
Damn, they're giving her the.
Sophia
biz
made a
on
decision
social
on her own to piss on her
Sophia
biker
is a
buddy's
star,
head.
all right,
Yeah.
Sophia is a star. Her
She
biker
brought them to
buddy's a
another
star.
level. Yeah.
They're gonna her and the biker buddy will be on OnlyFans making millions. If the band is so dumb that they want to get rid of Sophia and not lean into this, that's their problem. But
It's
Sophia,
gonna
is
gonna at
be-
least quadruple sales in the European tour.
Oh, she's gonna be making
Yeah.
lots of money peeing on people's heads.
It's 7 dudes in Sophia.
yeah.
Oh,
They're
no, there's a
gonna
bunch of other
regret.
chicks.
They're gonna regret all this shit
not
they're
the-
talking
not the
online.
picture
of
I'm looking
Sophia.
at.
Sophia's 7 dudes in Sophia. They're gonna regret all this. Sophia's taking inventory on the 75 passive aggressive comments on social media from the band, and pretty much it's just gonna be the Sophia show soon. They don't need the
Right.
rest of the band.
They don't.
She can open for Tool and just pee on a few Germans,
Yeah.
and it's okay.
Tuba players are a dime a dozen.
Yeah. Brass Against better fucking understand where their bread's buttered.
On Sophia's vagina. That's going to be
Yeah.
a hard factor. Thank you guys so much for listening. Have a great fucking day.
Patreon.com/hardfactor.